Good morning. What are you up to? YouTube. Oh. Not Fortnite today. It's because you got a new toy to play with. Oh, Sunday morning. It's about 8:30, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, just gone 8:30. Which is early for me on a Sunday, but Lee and I both woke up and we are going to go down to the car boot sale that they have at the end of the village.
I'm going to put on the headset.
Have you had breakfast?
Yep.
You've got to feed yourself before you go into virtual world. Kenzie, I love you.
Love you too.
Kenzie. Hug with your mother. Don't ever grow up, okay? I know, it's awesome. What are you showing me?
I want to show you.
You should do a review on your channel of this.
Yeah, but I can't film.
Why can't you film it?
Because I'll be in...
Yeah, but you can film the screen and you doing it. You could put the camera up there, couldn't you, on the side? Yeah?
Yeah.
Call me when you're ready.
Okay.
Right. We're going to grab a cup of tea from the pub on the way. It's a bit lazy, really. We could have made our own cup of tea before we left. But that means we need to spend time drinking it before we go. Lee wants to go and get his bargains. We'll get your bargains, don't you, dear?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get your gadgets. Right, money. I need money. Forgot the money. It's kind of vital when you're shopping. Right, that'll do. I have no idea how much is there. I always prefer to take change to a boot sale, because nobody likes being given notes. That's you, is it? Cool. Right, we're going to the boot sale, love.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Oh, that's great.
That's a useful one. I will have that one. Excellent. It's all money for the church. No? It's all money for Stoke Towner's church.
John got owned by another dealer from all over the place. We got them down from London, I've got loads of records and that. I know they like to sell cheap and cash, but it means you got...
Better now? That's hard to refuse. Just 50p exactly.
Just in case.
God, no.
What you do is... Yeah. You can dry back.
Oh, it's got both. Yeah.
Wash.
Got dry, wash.
Wet pickups if you say you spill some water or something on the floor, and you can just quickly suck in the
Last place.
Sorry?
Last place. That's not mine.
Oh,
Let's go for £10 for bottom line.
Right, just come back from the boot sale. We have picked up this book, which sounds quite good. It's got on my pile of books. And then this game, which I've never seen before. I thought I knew most of the old MB games. This one's called Deflection. It looks a little bit like Connect 4 and Downfall had a baby. This is I think it is the love child of Downfall and Connect 4. So we're going to give this a go later on. See what it's like. It only cost me £1 and the book was 50p. And then I got some bits. Well, let me turn the camera around. Okay, so yeah, got some bits for Christmas presents. So I can't show you those because my children watch my vlogs.
I don't.
No, but Kenzie does, and he might see what we've got. Lee has picked up some cars. Is this the James Bond one?
It is.
Corgi. That's a Woody Hot Wheels and a Buzz Lightyear Hot Wheels. Okay, I'm secretly pleased that the Garden centre was shut now. This is a good breakfast. What have you got in your load? Was it PlayStation 4 bit he was after? Is it in alphabetical order?
It should be, yeah.
So it'd be under Rick and Morty. R. Do not have an R. That's an X. Rush Blood. Uncharted.
Down there or up there?
Oh, that's South Park. Found a new game at the car boot sale. Never seen it before. It's an old MB game.
Come on.
Right, okay. Brendan's getting restless. I'm going to put that in there. Okay. So if I put one in there, I lose my turn, don't I?
Yep. But you can move this across so that.
I can't move the one that you move.
Oh yeah, you can't. That was reversed. You cannot reverse.
Can't reverse the tray. I will move this one to here then.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do that.
And then you lose your.
No, I don't. It was only when they first go in.
Oh, okay. That clicked.
I'm going to put another one in, but it can't go down more than one, otherwise I lose a turn. If anyone's played this game before, I would be interested in hearing from you, because I didn't even know it existed.
So there's 10, 20s and 50s. Alrighty then.
It's not one I've ever seen. Oh, you're going to knock mine out of the thing, aren't you?
Oh, yes I am.
No, you're not.
You could just move the 6
I
across.
could move the 6 across. And hopefully
I can only move 1 notch at a time.
you can. And what are you heading for? Yeah, you're going to want to move that across.
If I move the 6 down right now, I could get a 50.
Yeah. So if I move
That across.
that across,
stops me knocking you
it
straight
does
out.
knocking mine out of the playing field. Gluten-free jammy Dodgers. And a cup of tea. Brendan, stop with the squealing, love. Good for dunking. I think that needs repotting before it dies. Poor little plant, a tree. Right. looks a bit happier. No. You've got to be very brave. I need you to go outside, not in my house. You're a baby house spider. I don't want you being a big house spider. Because I'm not. I'm talking to a spider.
Talking to yourself.
No. Talking to the spider. Oh my god, it's gone. It's in the house. Right, it's in the house. I need to deadhead that. There's a few more flowers coming. I'm just wondering if I deadhead it, if I might get a few more if it's a bit late in the season. So I normally cut that right down to a stump. But I'd quite like it to get like thick and tree-like. So I'm not going to do that this year. See how it goes. Right, let's get chopping. There are a lot of stinging nettles. I'm going to get so stung. Okay. I am going to have to get some gloves and pull them out and hope for the best. Let's hope I can find some gardening gloves. That'll do the job. There we go. You can actually see the pond. It's quite clear as well. Not that you can tell, but it's actually, it's been protected from the sun, so it's not very algae. But yeah, there was loads and loads of stingers in there, more than probably anything else. And whilst I don't mind having a few for the butterflies, when it takes over, it's just a bit much. That's interesting. I have to Google these. I've just pulled this out of the ground and it's covered in little creatures. So these are obviously baby something or others. I think I need to find out. Right, that's the hole it's come out of. So is that baby ants? Is that what baby ants look like? That's interesting. Are they some sort of aphid that the ants are looking after? So a lot of stingers that I've pulled out. Bent over this a minute ago. Really annoyed all the bees because I didn't see them. All the honeybees. Thank you, Brendan. Yeah, so as I bent over, obviously disturbed all of them. Had about 6 of them buzzing around my head, giving me a warning to go away and leave them alone. But I don't. I take pictures of them. I love watching them get their little proboscis in. Get all the nectar out. Been waiting for these flowers to open. It's feeding me strawberries. Feed me. Feed me. Thanks. Feed me. Feed me. Baby bird. Feed me. It's evil. Okay. In here, I don't know if you can see, in this hole is something. So it was covered over with this, which is actually, with this, which is really strong. And there is something with a very big body in there, but you can't see it. And legs. Right, I'm going to try and knock it out. Oh, holy smoke. That is a spider and a half. Oh, actually, is that a false widow? I think that's a false widow. Probably shouldn't have messed with that, should I? Oh, he is amazing. I'm not a lover of spiders, but that's pretty impressive. Especially because he's outside of the house and not in the house. Okay, that is quite a distinct pattern on his back, isn't it? And it does look a bit like a skull. It's actually bigger than I thought false widows were. I'll Google it and see. I think you can go and live at the end of the driveway, maybe. Okay, it's getting really hot. It's like 25, 26 degrees, I think, out there. Which it hasn't been for weeks. So, shorts back out. Because I need them. I'm hot, hot, hot. Right, what shall I tackle next? Mud kitchen. I need to sort some stuff out. Okay, I'm going to need something on my feet. And in typical me tradition, I'm not the sort of person that wears the appropriate footwear. So I'm putting my fluffy slippers on to go and do gardening. I do have appropriate shoes, I just never wear them for the job they were intended. Right. That's the good thing about big boy toys. The kids want to help use them. How are we doing this? Like this. Is this what we've got to do? This is how we eat grapes. I'm led to believe by he who knows everything. I'm going to choke on them if I do that. What have you found?
Possibly a queen ant.
What did you say to her as you're trying to get her on the leaf?
Your Highness.
Well, let's see. Get on the ant, you Royal Highness.
Get on the leaf.
Get on the leaf, you Royal Highness. Get your Royal Hiney on the royal leaf. She is quite big.
Has wing. I think I see the wing scars.
Oops. Okay. She's right. Well, I tell you what. I think this is where she came from, because this is the little ant nest that I disturbed. She's down there. You've dropped her. Well, why don't you let her find her own way? I'm sure she knows where she's going.
I want to know if she's finished her nuptial flight.
Her nuptial flight.
Yes.
Does that where she goes and has nuptials with?
She engages in sexual intercourse with many males.
Is that what she does?
And then she goes and has.
I don't believe that's called nuptials. I think that's called something else.
No, it would be nuptial flight.
I think that's called being a bit of a floozy, I think is the phrase I'm looking for. I've given the mud kitchen a really good sort out. Tidied up this end. got rid of all the stingers. Wiggle so they wobble. Yeah, it definitely looks better with googly eyes. I'm done for the day. I decided that I was going to go out and sort the garden out because my uncle came to pick up the Wendy house that my cousin's youngest daughter is having. So he's come to pick it up for her. And so I thought, well, I'll go and finish tidying up the garden. And I cut down the dead, like I'll cut all the tops off the buddleia and maybe it'll reflower in bits or maybe not, but you know, and I'll get rid of the stinging nettles and I'll get rid of all the little, like the conifer, the bits off the conifer, the little bits that go brown. And they're all between my paving slabs. I'll get rid of them and I'll go in the mud kitchen area and I'll clear that up and I'll throw any rubbish away and I will empty the pot that's got weeds growing in it. And you know, I just like, the list went on and on. I'll get my hoovery thing out, my garden hoover, and I'll hoover up all of that. And you right there, Brendan? Yep. So yeah, I thought, well, I'll do all those things. So that's what I did. And it just went on and on and on, and I kept finding other things that needed to be done. So look, I've got mud, well, that's makeup actually, I think. I've literally, that hoover thing that I was using, the garden hoover, is really good. I mean, it mulches everything up, but there's so much dust as well that comes from it chopping everything up. So yeah, my legs were black, like my hands were black, my feet were black, everything was just not a pleasant colour. I was just covered in muck and grime and dust. So yeah. And now I've washed everything down. So I weeded, tidied, trimmed, got rid of rubbish. Then I swept and hoovered it all. And then I've washed and watered it all. So yeah, and I kind of stood there and went, can you really tell much is different? And then Lee came out and went, no, it does, it looks much better. So that was the right answer. He doesn't do garden stuff. He's got no interest in the garden, which does mean that I have to do all of the hard graft myself. Because if he had his way, it would be full of weeds and what have you. I have this story that when I met him, we were together a year, I think, before he sold his house. And when I first started seeing him, I used to park it in the car park behind his house, go in through his back gate and walk through the back garden and in through the back door. And there was this little thistle growing under his washing line. And he just used to dry everything in the house. You know, he literally didn't even use the garden for drying clothes. It was literally to walk through from his car to his house. And on the day he moved out, the day he sold the house, moved out, that thistle was taller than me. I had to avoid it when we were carrying boxes out to his car. So yeah, if you can imagine, that was just a year after I met him. If you can imagine, we've been here 12 years? No, 14 years. Yeah, we've been here 14 years. It'd be a jungle out there if it was left to him. So yeah, it does mean I have to do it all myself, but at the same time, he has no say in what I do in the garden, so I can literally do whatever I want in the garden and I have it exactly how I want it. So I guess it works out. But it is hard when I've got to go and spend hours and hours weeding and tidying and, you know, dealing with it. So yeah, so I'm now in the bath. I'm a bit uncomfortable actually, because I decided it would be a really good time to use a body scrub to get rid of all the grime and muck off of me. And I've got sand on my butt, like underneath my butt in the bath. So I don't know. At least my butt cheeks will be exfoliated, I guess. I guess. But yeah, I'm sitting in a sandy bath. Yeah, lovely. Right, well, Lee's gone to get dinner. I said to him he had to be in charge of dinner because it's now, what, 6:30, and I haven't thought about feeding the kids. And everything we have requires constructing. We don't have quick food. It would require cooking something and preparing something. And he didn't fancy that. So he's gone to get kebab. I don't mind a kebab. I'll only have a salad box anyway with a few bits of kebab meat on top. But yeah, that's fine by me. If he wants to go and get one of them. So that's what him and Kenzie are doing. They've gone off to get that. And I am trying to distinctify myself. Because if I'm entirely honest, I smell a bit like a dead badger. So yeah, I think I need to get a move on and get out of the bath before he gets back. On our trip into town earlier on, actually, talking about dead things, we very nearly hit a deer. Well, to be fair, the deer very nearly hit us. Actually, what would have happened is it would have hit the car in front of us, and then we probably would have hit the car that hit the deer. But it was just, I mean, it dived out of the bushes, you know, as they do. They jump and they jump and then they jump again. I mean, it cleared the road in about 2 jumps, but it, yeah, it was very, very lucky. And that would have absolutely totaled the cars. So I'm really pleased that was avoided. Anyway, I will see you lovely people in the morning. And I've not even thought about what's happening tomorrow. All I know is I've got the dentist and I might go and see my mum. That's it. Oh, I've got my friend coming over at 3:30. So I suppose that's the day, really. That's what's happening tomorrow. Okay, lovely people. See you tomorrow.